North Korea's ruling party turns 80 this week, and all signs point to a major Kim Jong Un celebration. North Korea's leader Kim Jong Un is rolling out the red carpet this week for the host of foreign dignitaries. Dignitaries, and all signs suggest he will be showing off his country's latest military hardware in the pomp-filled parade. North Korea has kept celebratory plans for the 80th anniversary of the Workers' Party of Korea on Friday tightly under wraps, much like the secretive and isolated state has done in the past with a significant date. But there has been signs that Kim Jong Un has spent months preparing for a major parade in the capital Pyongyang, potentially at night and involving tens of thousands of people, according to a South Korean military. Huge displays of carefully choreographed propaganda involving massive crowd and meticulously rehearsed performances has long been a hallmark of the North Korean regime, particularly around the key anniversaries. The Workers' Party of Korea is the sole ruling party of North Korea, blending communism with the words saying the ideals of the Kim dynasty, who have imposed their authoritarian rule on the country for 3 generations. Military watchers pay close attention to what North Korea chooses to show off at such event. Analysts have raised the possibility that North Korea's next generation Hwasong 20 intercontinental ballistic missile (ICBM), its new Hwasong 11 Ma hypersonic glide vehicle, and other advanced weapon systems will be on display. The anniversary celebration comes a month after the heavily sanctioned Kim Jong Un scored a major diplomatic victory by traveling to Beijing for China's massive military parade, where he had the rare chance to stand alongside the political heavyweight Chinese leader Xi Jinping and the Russian President Vladimir Putin on the global stage. Kim Jong Un emerged from the visit with deeper strategic ties and renewed friendship with China, North Korea's longtime political and economic patron, as well as an increased vigor to pursue his missile and nuclear weapons program. North Korea and its new military ally, Russia, have repeatedly affirmed their closer relationship since signing a mutual defense pact last year, and Kim Jong Un has sent thousands of troops, missiles, and munitions to assist Moscow's war in Ukraine. In a sign of those continued good ties, China and Russia are sending delegations led notably by their number two seconds to the celebrations in Pyongyang. Chinese Premier Li Qiang and former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev will have front row seat at the event, which, according to satellite imagery of apparent rehearsals, could include a large-scale mass gymnastics performance. Vietnam's Communist Party chief To Lam will also attend, and Laos President Thong Glong Sisulit enjoyed a warm welcome that included a banquet and a 21-gun salute when he arrived in the country on Tuesday. What to expect? Previous North Korean military parades have been used as the opportunity to showcase the country's latest development in advanced weaponry and missiles that, in theory, could threaten the United States. Ko Lee Seung-jun, a spokesperson for South Korea's Joint Chief of Staff called JCS, said last week that military detected a movement of vehicles and military equipment ahead of the expected parade. Last month, Kim Jong Un observed a test of a new high thrust solid fueled rocket engine for each newest ICBM, the Hwasong 20, compared with the liquid-fueled missiles. Solid-fueled rockets are more stable and can be moved more easily to avoid detection before their launch, which can be initiated within minutes, experts say. Over the weekend, Kim Jong Un attended the exhibition featuring some of the country's latest weapons, including a short range ballistic missile SRBM equipped with the hypersonic warhead feature labeled Hwasong 11 Ma, according to a photos released by North Korean state media KCNA. The Hwasong 11 series, North Korea's variant of Russia's Iskandar missile, has an estimated maximum range of approximately 800 kilometers, 497 miles. Hong Min, a senior research fellow at the Korean Institute for National Unification in Seoul, said North Korea could also unveil advanced arms, including AI-powered systems or various unmanned vehicles during the parade. The weapons shown in the parade will likely be on the unprecedented scale, Hong said, rather than focusing simply on large numbers. North Korea seemed to be set to prioritize revealing systems that are impactful in capability. However, each uncertain whether the highly anticipated Hwasong 20 will be shown, Hong added, as it hasn't had a full launch test. Observers are watching for possible test launches of new next generation weapons around the October celebration, Hong added. Kim Jong Un's illegal nuclear weapon programs have transformed North Korea into the most heavily sanctioned state in the world. In the past few years, the country has ramped up its weapons program and made efforts to bolster its nuclear capability, including a secret missile base near its northern border with China, which could pose a potential nuclear threat to much of East Asia and the US. Secrecy and security. Secrecy is part and parcel of North Korean parade, especially when Kim Jong Un is in attendance. CNN correspondent Will Ripley attended the 70th anniversary of the ruling Workers' Party exactly 10 years ago. No one seems to know when it would actually begin, not even our government minders. That's how things work in North Korea. You wait for hours until someone finally tells you to move, he said. Foreigners were sequestered to the Yangang-do Hotel, which sits on its own island in the middle of the Taedong River in Pyongyang. The location isn't an accident. The island makes it easier for the authority to control movement in and out, so guests like us can now wander the city alone. You can look out the windows and see Pyongyang on all sides, but it might as well be another world, Ripley said. When journalists were finally hailed to the parade ground, they went through layers of security check. Phone and laptop had to be left behind. When parade began, the vast square filled with the tens of thousands of the people. Columns of soldiers marched in perfect step, their boots hitting the pavement with a sharp rhythmic snap. The famous goose step, Ripley said. A warning to U.S. bases in South Korea. North Korea has a long history of fraught relations with the United States and South Korea, but now they are particularly icy, with Kim Jong Un frequently railing against both countries. The North Korean leader last weekend said he had assigned special assets to a major target of our concern and pledged to adopt additional military measures to respond to the US's expanded military assets in South Korea. In direct proportion to the U.S. military's arms build-up in South Korea, our strategic concern about this region has also grown, Kim Jong Un said. The enemy, I think, will have to worry about which direction their security environment is moving on. In Lim Ul Chul, a professor of North Korean studies at South Korea's Gyeongnam University, said a special assets likely refer to advanced strategic weapon system encompassing tactical nuclear weapons and their delivery platforms, hypersonic missiles, and potentially AI-based drones and cyber capabilities. Kim's speech, which referenced South Korean security and criticized the U.S. military build-up, suggested that these weapons are intended to directly threaten South Korea and U.S. assets in the region, Lim said. He viewed Kim Jong Un's comment as an explicit warning that U.S. bases and key facilities in South Korea could become potential targets of North Korean strikes. But in contrast to his unusual anti-U.S. rhetoric, Kim Jong Un recently said that he had fond memories of President Donald Trump and that there is no reason to avoid dialogue with Washington if it stopped insisting his country give up its nuclear weapons. South Korea will host a major summit of regional leaders later this month, and Trump is expected to attend. The Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, called the APEC, is viewed as the key opportunity for Trump to meet with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping. But his presence in the region could also put him in close proximity once again with Kim Jong Un, 6 years after talks with Pyongyang during Trump's last administration collapsed. The Trump signaled last month that he would be keen to sit down with Kim Jong Un, though some say a meeting is unlikely. I will do that, and we will have talks. He would like to meet with me, Trump claimed. We look forward to meeting with him, and we will make relations better.